What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Rackz.
Rage.
What you,
Boy, come on now. I'm in the mic. It's rage here.
okay, y'all. Hey, what's going on? We hadn't done a video or anything like that in a while, so we decided we're gonna come to y'all today and just talk to y'all for a little bit. So, did you just point at me?
Mm,
Hmm?
mm.
Anyway, so what we gonna do is let's have a little sit down with y'all. Y'all feel free to drop down in the comments, just do what you do. You understand me? But in the meantime, between time, make sure you go like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know. Okay. You ready, baby? I guess. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk to y'all about or just have a conversation, see what's going on and
About shaking it. Watching it.
okay, what's killing relationships these days?
We should just go over what I was
I
saying.
sure did. I'm
Mm,
gonna say crazy shit. You see what she just did? Do it again.
I don't
Oh,
want to.
so what's killing relationships these days? What you think?
Outside influences.
Like what?
Letting people get in your head, letting your friends get in your head. Girl, he should be doing this, that, and the third. He ain't doing this, that, and the third. I got this. Back it up.
I need to hear you.
Um, and just family, whoever you letting into your relationship, because you may be mad at them and say some stuff, and then you go telling your family, and then the family ain't gonna never let them live it down. You might go on and forgive
Yep.
them, and then it's gonna still be animosity and stuff like that.
Can
So,
you talk to the mic?
boy, you want
There
my
you
mouth
go.
on it like this?
You ain't gotta be like that, but just put it close to your face. But like you were saying, your outside influences, especially if you got people that around you that they ain't got shit going for themselves.
Exactly.
And they be saying this, that, and the other. Well, girl, if I was you, I'd have did this and did that.
Meanwhile, they're single.
They say they ready to mingle though.
Okay, they can mingle, but what worked for them not may not work for me. So I
But
mean, yeah, sometimes it's good to have a sounding board, but you just need to go have a little talk with Jesus at this point.
even too, we saying outside influences. You can't even trust some of these married people talking to you.
I know. That's why I said
Outside
you need
influence
to have a
period
talk with
because
Jesus.
yeah, some people be like, let me see if I can live through you. So let me say this and say that. Hopefully I can see results in you because I ain't get them on my end.
And maybe not even that. They might be saying certain stuff to break y'all up, and then next thing you know, they in your DM. Hey, big head.
Whoa. Okay, well you shit, you ain't lying. Motherfuckers do be doing that. That's how you end up on first 48 though.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? What else you think? I think too, uh, finances be killing relationships.
It does. You know, I mean, things happen. You may accumulate debt or whatever. My thing is, don't lie about it. Like whatever you're going through, just say what it is.
Yeah.
Or you stashing, she stashing or whatever, and then it come time for, you need a rainy day fund or whatever, or you stashing and I ain't stashing or whatever, and then you need a rainy day fund, but you don't want to use your money, and it could
Mm,
be something important. And my
mm,
thing is, if we in this together, we need to figure it out together. Don't be saying, "Well, what happened to your money?" Even if I
yeah.
would had a little stash, something. Well, what happened to your money or whatever? I mean, at the end of the day, we got to come together. We got to work it out and see what it is. Because some people just one paycheck away from being homeless or
Shit.
losing a car or whatever the situation is. So we gotta work together in this and stop letting,
I think
outside influences and stuff like that get in the way or trying to live like the Joneses.
I was just about to say people will look at how certain other people living and think they can do the same thing when today's prices ain't the same.
They not. And then also when you accepting mediocre from people,
Ooh,
um, then you get what you get. You can't, you know, accept mediocre from the beginning and think it's gonna change in the end unless you do something different.
facts.
If you don't do something different or the other person don't want to grow and do nothing better, they gonna stay where they are and you gonna stay where you are. You gonna be the person that's always giving, 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 and they gonna be the person always taking, taking, taking.
For sure.
If you don't ever like make them stand on their own 2 feet. If you the person that's always, and I get it, you wanna, do something different, show a person different, or whatever the situation is, you wanna be that ride or die, whatever it is, but relationships are a give and take. It's not a one-sided thing, and when it becomes a one-sided thing, that's where it becomes a problem, and that's what happens in a lot of relationships, people start off one way, doing this, that, and the third, trying to show somebody this, that, and the third, and then it gets a little overwhelming. Or, you didn't ever have it to begin with, but you acted like you had it, and that person is gonna always, want that, and then you can't afford that, and then you sitting there looking stupid because you done maxed out your American Express card that you always flashing and you don't have it no more,
Oh, who got
and
American
then
Express?
it's, it's at its limit or whatever because you trying to show somebody different, or, you started off another way because you're like, "Okay, well, I'm trying to show somebody, I could do something a little bit different. So let's do something different," And, like I said, a person just gonna keep taking if you let them keep taking. But for me,
How the
like, I
saying go?
just
If you see a fool, use a fool.
yeah. But like I said, if you accept mediocre, that person gonna keep being mediocre until you decide to do something different.
So mediocre, you mean just like being stagnant too? 'Cause I mean, we can
Yeah.
stretch that
Yeah.
out and be
Yeah.
like,
I'm not just saying
oh, you
like
just
financial
content
wise, but I'm just saying you get content doing the same stuff day in, day out. Don't want to do nothing different. Don't want to do nothing extra. Somebody try to put you on game on something and be like, "Hey man, I got the plug. We can go do this, that, and the third." Or your homegirl, "Hey girl, I know about this investing thing. We can invest in this and this, that, and the third." And you're
Yeah,
like, "No, I don't want to do that." But then I do it and you see I done made 6 figures from doing it in, like, 4 or 5 months, then you're like, "Oh, what's up?" No, but
ain't too late then. Yeah,
when I was trying to bring you on board with me, you didn't wanna get on
because you
board.
wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Right. So then you wanna wait till it all pan out and be like, "Oh, okay, well, I see her doing this, that, and the third. Let me do this." Or, you try to put your boys on something. "Hey, man, I can help you get on this, get on that, do this, do that." "No, man, Imma have to check and see what I can do about that." No, bro. Like, you gonna either do it or you ain't.
A lot of millionaires too, if you think about it, they stepped out on faith to get where they at. They
Yes.
just didn't be like,
Yeah.
it wasn't no thinking about it. Just like, man, okay, let me try it. And I guarantee they probably tried a bunch of times and failed a
E
bunch of times
exactly,
till they found their way.
exactly.
So I think that most definitely finances will kill a relationship, especially if uh you sitting there and you want to do something, but you got to think, oh shit, man, got this coming up, got that coming up. You still got to live your life.
You still gotta live your life because at the end of the day, we only have one life to live, and you wanna spend your life doing the same stuff day in, day out, not ever experiencing anything. And I'm not saying you just gotta go out blowing money, doing this, doing that. I'm not saying that. But live your life, travel, just do certain stuff. Go out to eat at places that you probably wouldn't normally go out to eat at. Like, do different stuff. And, just experience different things because it's sad when you get to about 50 years old and you've never done nothing or you've never tried a different cuisine,
All you
you
know is a
know.
street you stayed on.
Yeah, you
That's it.
like I just don't understand that. Like how people are okay not doing nothing their whole entire life.
Yeah,
Now
I
I
can't do it.
understand,
Nope.
growing up, because I grew up with a single mom, you know, and we didn't always have a lot, but we made it, thank God. So we didn't always have a lot, but I knew that that wasn't going to be my life. Like I knew, okay, I'm going to college, this, that, and the third. And I'm not saying you got to go to college to be successful because there's a lot of people that did not go to college that are successful. But I'm just saying, I knew, back in the day, that was my thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to college. It was either the college or the military. It was one of those two, so
So
I
do
was
you? Let
going to
me
do
ask you this
something.
question then. Do you think that, like we're saying right now, the way that some folks grew up affect relationships these days?
Yes, I mean, I think it does, especially if you've been coddled your whole life and your parent ain't they parent or parents or whatever have never made you just go out and hustle
Go
and
get it.
do stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like it kind of hinders you because I feel like that with, you know, my baby, like, I feel like I've hindered her a lot because I give her everything, because I didn't want her to, like we always grew up, we wanted this, wanted that, wanted to do this, wanted to do that. I didn't ever want her to be like that. I wanted her to be like, okay, I had a great childhood, whatever I
Yeah.
wanted, I had this, that, and the third. But she's not a bad kid. But what I'm saying is, I just feel like because we coddled her so much that now that she's 18, getting ready to go off to college, like, honestly, I don't feel like she's ready. I mean, I know I'm not ready, but I feel like she's not ready because we coddled her a lot and she's just gonna have to go and figure it out, and that's why, I tried to back up a little bit her senior year and let her figure out things more on her own because I know that if I continue to do things for her,
Yeah.
she's not gonna ever learn. And I don't want her to be an adult still dependent on people or asking people their opinion about stuff. If she want to go buy this outfit, what you think about this outfit? God
Nah,
damn it.
go
If
do
you
it. You
want the
want to go
outfit,
do it.
go get it.
Shit.
If you decide, okay, I'm going to college here, there, or whatever, I don't want to come back to Houston. I want to stay in Nevada or I want to stay in California. I want to stay in Georgia. If that's what you want to do, I want you to be able to,
And be comfortable.
yeah, step out on your own and be able to do that and not worry about what other people think. Yeah, I want you to come to me if you have a question about something that you just don't understand or you just want a second opinion about stuff. But as a parent raising, kids, I feel like we got to step back sometimes and let our kids figure stuff out because if we don't, it only hinders them in the long run. And being an educator, I see it a lot.
And
You
then too,
know,
with these days, if you ain't got your head together or you can't put two and two together, you're gonna stay in last place.
right.
And it's very clear, and you can see that in a lot of people. You can tell, like, oh shit, you was sheltered, you was this, you was
Yeah,
that.
and it really messed them up,
They never bumped their head.
right, and that's with her, like, if I see she's getting ready to bump her head, I go in and say today, I go in and put a pillow under there and catch her so she don't bump her head, and,
Let her get a knot.
now looking back, I'm like, "Damn," like, I should have, let her get that knot, or I should have put that knot up there, but I,
Wait a
I
minute, I just caught
did
that. Did y'all catch that out there?
but I didn't, because I just don't feel like that gets you the results you want either, doing that
Yeah,
either, honestly.
it don't.
Um,
But I mean,
but like I said, she's not a bad kid. She's graduating the top 8% of her class. So she's done great, but I just feel like in that aspect of it, I feel like, I did coddle her a lot. Yeah, she has a lot of, she has pretty much all that she needs, but she got 98% of what she wants too, so I don't know, but that's why I said that to say, yes, I feel like the way that you were raised kinda leads into how you're gonna be as
yeah.
an adult, unless you decide, "Okay, well, I don't wanna be like this anymore. I wanna change. I wanna do this. I wanna do that." But at the same time, like I said, when you hit like that 30 mark, Imma give you at least 35, but 30 for sure. By the time you hit that 30 mark and you still doing the same thing, you still content being mediocre, that is a problem.
And
Like,
that will kill that will kill a relationship real quick.
yeah,
And if somebody is with you and accept that, y'all was could y'all gonna forever be in last place.
and not even just that, it's gonna always be a problem, because the other person may not have been mediocre, but they accepted the mediocrity. So by doing that, then, you know, they're not happy.
But do you
Ye
think that being around that other person so long like that will pull you down?
It eventually will. I mean, anything will suck the life out of you if you let it. That's why you gotta be cognizant
I like
and,
getting the life sucked
you
out.
know,
Go ahead.
and what you made me forget I was about to say. You just have to be cognizant and realizing what's, like, going on and be like, "Okay, either you wanna deal with it or you don't." you
Yeah.
know, and that's on you as a person, as an individual, because a lot of times we put up with stuff that we don't have to put up with because, oh, I love her. Oh, I love him. Oh, I see the good in him. Oh, I see the good in her. But where is that getting you if it's not producing anything else? Like you can see it all day, but if
Yeah.
that person don't see it, it's gonna continue to be the same battle. Y'all'll be all right for a little bit, then it's gonna keep, it's gonna be a tug of war thing. So yeah, like to answer your question, yeah.
So I posted.
Parents got a lot to do with that, and then, just us accepting certain stuff
Yeah.
have a lot to do with it too.
So yeah, I posted this question on Facebook this week too. That's why we're talking about it. And we got a bunch of different comments, stuff like that. So do you think kids kill relationships.
I'm not gonna say kids kill relationships, but kids change relationships. Because the thing about it is people, "Oh, yeah, I wanna have a baby, I wanna do this, I wanna do that," but they don't realize the strain and burden that it puts on a relationship. Like I said, I'm not saying it kills a relationship, but it
Well,
is a lot
like
because
outside kids. Like, say I came into a relationship with kids, you had some, and the family dynamic it's just not it's not meshing.
but see, the thing about it is both parties have to be on the same page when it comes to that because my thing is if you bringing kids into the relationship, if I can't discipline your kid, I'm not saying whooping your kids or nothing like that. If they need it, okay,
Tear
whatever.
that ass up.
But what I'm saying is if your kid is doing something, if I can't reprimand them for the things that they're doing without you saying, don't talk to my kid like that, or don't say this, that, and the third to my
Yeah,
kid, then that's gonna be a problem because if I'm coming in, I'm not trying to be this child's mother, but I am a mother figure. Let's be clear. If
let's
we're
get
gonna
that.
be
Yeah, be honest with
in
that.
yeah, if we're gonna be, if we're married, that's what it is. I'm gonna be stepmom, but I'm not trying to take that kid's mom's place or nothing like that. But you're also gonna respect me and I'm gonna respect you.
So
You're
should the
not gonna
co-parent have something to say with what goes on with their kid inside y'all's house?
no. No. Now, yeah, if I'm mistreating a child or something like that, I could see them stepping in and saying something like that. But if I'm not mistreating, because my thing is, if you're not mistreating my child, you treating my child like I would treat them. By all means, if
Be the
she get
disciplinarian.
disrespectful to you, you got my permission to handle that.
You
You know what I'm
understand me?
saying?
And
Because
just
I
don't
didn't
abuse
raise
my.
her right. I didn't raise her to be disrespectful. So if she's disrespectful to you, you handle that. And
Yeah,
then I don't have a problem with you calling me saying, "Hey, I just had to do this, that, and the
I just
third
whooped your kid
because
ass. If you
you
wonder why it's a
know,
knot on their head, because I hit. Huh?
because I mean, but like I said, if you doing something out of spite or whatever, then yeah, I got a problem with that, and then it's me and you can go toe to toe. But if it's you really doing it, you out of love for my child or whatever, I have no problem with that because I've
Yeah,
seen it where the daddy would come and get the little girl hair braided, take the baby back home. The mama like, who braided my baby hair? Somebody else done braided the baby hair. The mama get mad to cut the braids out. Like, who
oh, I
does
seen
that?
that. I seen
Who
that.
does that? Because at the end of the
That's some
day, the
hateful
baby
shit.
the baby has nothing to do with that.
Nope.
If you jealous or envious or whatever because that man done moved on, like that baby had nothing to do with that. And if you feel that way, don't let her go over there.
That's the
Or
whole thing
whatever
in
the
a
situation
nutshell.
is. If you feel like that about a situation, don't let the child go over there. 'Cause
Ooh,
that the child has nothing to do with that,
straight
you
up.
know? So, like I said, but yeah, bringing outside kids and then letting the other parent dictate what you do at your house kills a relationship too, because you're not gonna tell me what to do. Well, if my child go over there, she better not comb my child hair, she better not do this, she better not do that. Well, then just leave them at home.
Keep that child
Leave them
where
at
they was.
home because, if your child come over here, Imma treat them just like I would treat my child. But if you got a problem with that, then don't let them come. But then don't be trying to sit up there and say, "Well, your daddy didn't want you over there." No, 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 no. Tell the truth.
Yeah, tell the entire
Or
truth.
your mama didn't want you over there. Whatever the situation, because sometimes the kids live with their daddy. Whatever the situation is, don't be sitting up there trying to lie. Tell the
Yeah,
truth.
'cause it's gonna all come out in the wash anyway.
Right.
But another comment we had on here. I think we gonna you want in on this one.
Now, yes.
So a lot of people in the comments said lack of communication
Yeah.
kills relationships.
Now that definitely does. You know, and I mean, I can only speak for myself. I know I've gotten better with my communication because my thing was if I get pissed, I just shut down. I don't want to talk. I don't care what you think, what you saying, whatever.
Because
I don't
pressure
want to talk
bust
about it.
pipes.
Yeah,
We know that pressure bust pipes. So the more you hold it in, the more it
it
just come.
festers.
And then once it gets to that boiling point, and it's gonna overflow. It's gonna go down.
Yeah.
And then just not even just on nothing bad. Like just say um anything like okay, like food stuff. Communication on there. Hey, well, boom, boom, boom. You shouldn't have to sit there 45 minutes thinking about what we're gonna eat. That you know what I mean? You laughing. I ain't putting nothing in there. That ain't killing our relationship. We're gonna eat regardless. But just eat like just getting stuff off your chest. You got something on your mind, or somebody did something to you ain't like, or whatever. You know what I mean? Just say that.
But I also feel like the other person has to be receptive too.
True.
You can't, say, okay, say how you feel, and then the minute I start telling you how I feel, you immediately put this wall up. Well, that ain't how I meant it. And that no, hear me out. Let me hear you out. And then we can come to a common.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be having a conversation with your significant other or anybody you're in a relationship with to have a conversation to respond. Sometimes you gotta be receptive. A lot of people wanna just, okay, I'm letting you talk, but I already got what I'm finna say in my head. You ain't hear nothing I said.
Exactly.
You already knew
Because
the
you're
type of
thinking about
situation we
what
was
you
in.
about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew the situation we was in, so you already building what you finna say instead of just chill for a minute. Everything don't need a response. You know what I mean?
It don't.
But I feel you got a but. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, I mean, everything does not need a response. I mean, because sometimes I want to just vent, but let me vent. And then you can vent because neither one of us perfect. So I'm sure you got some stuff you can say to me, and I got plenty I can say to you. But let me
Plenty.
let me vent.
What?
Let me say what I need to say. Like I said, I've gotten better with that because I shut down. If you say something that I don't like, I'ma shut down.
Yeah.
Or if you on some dumb petty stuff, I'ma shut down and I'ma just be done with you. And that's just me. Like I don't have time for that at this big age that I am. Like I don't have time for that. That goes for my husband, that goes for friendships, that goes for family, that goes
Why you
for
gotta put me in
anybody.
that?
I'm just saying, if you on some dumb petty stuff and you can't communicate like an adult, like then I'm done. Like we don't have nothing to talk about. Don't come to me 5, 6, 7, 8 months later, want to talk about the situation because I'm done with it. Like once after I done got past the initial grieving process of the relationship, because if I'm really close to you and I really love you, like I say I
Sound like you
do,
took that to a breakup.
no, 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 this
You said
ain't
the grieving process of
no,
a relationship.
because
What you talking about?
but that's even with friendship,
Oh yeah, yeah,
especially
yeah.
when you really close to somebody, but you realize that they not the friend you thought they were. It
Mm.
goes through a grieving process. And for me, once I go through that grieving process, then I'm done with you. It ain't really nothing you can say to me to make me want to be friends with you again. Like if I see you, I may hide and buy you, but that's it.
It
I
ain't
don't
gonna
want
be
to
the
be
same
friends.
like it
No, it'll
was.
never be the same, especially for me. Like it'll never be the same again. Once I let you in and you break my heart, so to speak, like I'm done. Like if you and I'm one of the people like if once you hurt my feelings, like nah, I'm good. I'm cool on you. Especially people that I know that I've really been there for, and you do stuff like that. Like I'm done with you. That's why I say they go for friend, they go for family, they go for anybody. That I genuinely love.
Your
Now, if you
pets,
just an
you
associate
bite
or
me,
something
you gotta
like that,
go.
oh yeah, we got rid of our dog because she growled at me. Like yeah, like you got to go. But I'm just I'm just saying, if I genuinely had love for you and, was there for you and you was there for me too, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was just a one-sided thing, but you were there for me too in some
Cause that probably
aspects.
go back to with their outside influence stuff.
Right, right. You
Why they all
listening
messed up.
to other people or whatever and letting them control how you think and how you handle stuff, that's fine. You do you. But for any relationship that I've lost thus far, I have no interest in rekindling it. Like I'm
Nope.
cool on you, no hard feelings or nothing like that. Like I said, once I go through the grieving process and I get past that initial hurt process of it, then I'm cool. Like it is what it is. Like I said, I hire you, I buy you, but it'll
But you can't
never.
invite me to nothing. You
Yeah, I
can't
don't.
just don't
We
call
not
me.
gonna hang out no more
Don't do none of
because
that.
you gonna go on my block list pretty much, and that's it. Like I'm done. Like once that wall go up, that's it.
And see all that
And
stuff too is back down to what we talking about, lack of communication.
yeah, yeah. Because had we communicated, whatever the situation is, had we communicated and really seen that it wasn't what you thought it was, then
It,
we could
it,
have probably moved past it. But
it
the
wouldn't be in this
fact
predicament right now.
that you didn't even want to talk about what happened or why it happened or what was said or whatever the situation is,
Yep.
let me further know that I was a friend to you, but you was never a friend to me. And I'm
Facts.
cool with that. Like I said, once I get past that initial grieving stage, then
It is what it is.
I'm cool on you. And that's just what it is.
Cool on you. Like cool in the game, man.
Yep. No, I say for any relationship. Anybody. I don't care who it is. Like that's why I said at this big age, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with nobody.
So
And that's
yeah,
just what it is.
y'all have heard us go on a little bit. And if y'all like this, drop down in the comment. We're gonna probably try to do these once a month. Just
Oh wait,
come
I
talk
got
to
one
y'all.
more thing to say
Oh,
about something killing a relationship before we go.
never mind. Go ahead.
I'ma just say this. lack of sex kills relationships too.
Quit hitting the table.
Oh, my bad. That kills a relationship too. And I'm just putting it out there because some people think, okay, you can have sex once or twice a month, and that's cool. No.
That's the
No.
freaking her. Yo.
Boy, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, that's not it. And I understand if you got a little problem or something, you need to handle that. But
Explain the little problem.
I'm just saying if you got like ED or she got something going on, she got Sahara Desert going on or something. I don't know. Whatever the
He got
situation
ED and she got DP.
is. Boy, shut up.
You know what DP is?
Yes, I'm not about to say it.
Oh, I was about to, but we ain't gonna do that on this one.
No, but I'm being for real. Like y'all need that's where it comes to again for lack of communication. You need to explain yourself, like what's going on or whatever. Don't just shoot fly because I'ma just tell you for a woman. I'm not even speaking on us though. This ain't got nothing to do with
I was
us.
sure about to go to the hip on you.
I'm not talking about us. I'm just putting this out there because I've had conversations at work and stuff like that. That you know y- y- you got to talk about it. You can't just expect that the other person know what you're going through, know what you're feeling or whatever. Because for me, if you do me like that, I'm like, okay, bet it's another fish in the sea. That will be happy.
Dudes consider fish.
That whatever
Oh,
they can be a shark. I don't care what they are.
eating
But
it up.
well, shut up. I'm just saying. Like some females be like, okay, you don't want to do it. I'll find somebody that will. And men too, we know they do that all the time. But I'm just saying, like, you got to communicate with your spouse. And if something going on with you medically, talk to your spouse so it can be something that's, understood where they don't feel neglected.
'Cause you got
They
to
don't
lick it
feel
before you stick it.
they don't feel like, you just not interested in them no more, that you're not turned on by them no more. Like, cause that's not a cute feeling. That's not a happy, nice feeling. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, I've had conversations
She
with
ain't lying. I
coworkers
had
and
another
stuff
little
like
question
that
about
where
that, like kind of what she said, but I ain't gonna do that because we might get demonetized. But it's another question I posted on Facebook too. So those of y'all that follow my page, scroll down and you know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember. You don't
I
post it a lot. You post a
yeah,
lot of weird stuff, so I
yeah.
love you
It's
out
not
of this
weird.
point.
It's not weird. You're weird. See?
I just rubbed you. What you
Y'all
jumping
see?
for?
I be abused. I said, I'm just playing. She don't be
Now
abusing
jump.
me. No, I said I ain't jumping. I ain't scared. But anyway, got anything else you want to talk to the people about?
No, that was pretty much it.
Hey, y'all drop down in the comments and let us know what y'all want us to talk about next. All right. So in the meantime, between time, we about to get up out this thing. Got some sleeping to do. We tired. I'm tired, boss.
That's what we call it now.
What?
Sleeping.
That what you said you
Sleeping.
wanted to do?
We're gonna go get some ice cream.
I'm lactose.
You is?
I'm lactose.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, well, folks, thank y'all for watching. Say make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe, and go share this thing with somebody. And we're gonna catch y'all on the flip side. All right? Holla.
Bet.